DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
We are learning about technology tonight. That's all there is to it.
And how much I hate it.
For those of you who have no idea what we're talking about, don't worry. Just go along with tonight's show. But no, thank you very much for taking a few moments to join in on this lovely Monday evening. And if you're in the Northeast, we are getting the remnants, and we are underwater. Not underwater, but we're getting rained on a lot. And for those of you like are in the beautiful weather or wherever you're at, we love you still. We just wish we were with you. But no, thank you very much for taking those moments. Tonight is Shani's Got 5 on it, and she did send a little preview to us.
I did.
And I admit, this is probably one of the best shows she has pulled out. No pressure.
Very eclectic. It's very eclectic, right?
It is. That's why I had that there. I think it's good. I think it's awesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to hand things over to Shani. She's going to break that down. And then don't forget at the end of the show, because I'm giving you a reason to stick around, there's going to be a link for you to follow and join us in the chat afterwards, because we got some cool things going to happen there. And who knows what questions may come up. Yeah. All right. So Shani.
Yes.
Without further ado.
Yes.
What's number 1 tonight?
Number 1. We're going to go a little country. But crossover country, Garth Brooks is country.
MJ's not here, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, all right, cool. Then we're going to go full on country. This is about Garth Brooks. And if anybody follows him, I know he just finished a 3-year tour. That's crazy. 3-year tour, not like 3 years residency like in Vegas somewhere. He was on tour for 3 years.
And it probably sold out every single one of those dates in like 5 seconds.
Yeah, definitely. So that tour ended 2017.
Now I'm curious, does it go into, was this a worldwide?
It was.
Okay.
It was. He was all over the place. So he just finished that. And instead of being like, I'm going to rest, I'm going to chill out, I really don't want to talk music, do music, have anything to do with music. He's like, no, instead I am going to put on an album because I finished the tour. So let's just do what comes next. And that's No Sleep for the Wicked and put on an album. So the album is called Triple Live and it's a 3-disc set.
Okay. No, wait. If it's Triple Live,
it's called Triple Live.
Easy way out and record a show.
I don't know.
That sounds like it.
We're gonna have to find out. We'll have to find out. It features 26 songs. I don't understand how 26 songs are on 3 discs because I guess nowadays you don't fill up like you don't do like 12 songs, 13 songs a disc anymore.
But in all fairness, okay, so to give you a little preview in case you're not aware, so Friends in Low Places, regular version's like 3.5 minutes. Right. Live version is like 9. So if you got a couple songs like that, since it is live,
then I understand.
Yeah.
I would understand. So it's a 3-disc set, and it'll feature 26 songs, but he has not put out when the release date is. But he said it's coming up.
The thing that'll be interesting to see, he was one of those artists, if I remember correctly, that kind of avoided the digital realm. Like when a lot of artists were kind of jumping on board with iTunes and stuff like that, he was kind of like, nope, not going to do it. I'd be curious to see where he goes with it now.
Yeah.
So
the last time he had a big thing with Walmart, didn't he? Where he dropped either his last album or greatest hits, or there was something he dropped specifically for Walmart. I thought
there were a lot of artists that did stuff like that. I know some of them were like exclusively Target, some of them were Walmart. But if you remember correctly, I don't know about Walmart, but I know Target said either they already did it or they're doing away with all their CDs. So but yeah, he was one of those artists that did it like exclusively for Walmart. And of course, like a year later, you could pick it up anywhere. But when it first came out, his was like that.
I'm going to look real quick. Go ahead and keep talking about this.
Okay.
And I also had a feeling like he recently did, a new album. No, man, was that long ago?
Yeah, it's been quite a while ago.
Come out recently.
Yep, that's what I'm saying, because he was on tour for 3 years. Yep.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
But I mean, like not like the live stuff, but like not funny. All I'm getting is the triple live, so I'm just gonna stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what's coming up for you Garth Brooks fans. If you didn't go to the tour, now you can see what's going on in the new album that's called Triple Live. That will be a 3-disc set.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Number two are for my Wu-Tang fans. Those are in old school. Right? I just went straight from Garth Brooks to Wu-Tang. We're going all over the place because that's what we do when I Got Five on it. I told you it's eclectic. Very eclectic. So for all my Wu-Tang fans, and we're talking old school Wu-Tang, we're talking original members of the Wu-Tang. If you guys remember ODB, rest in peace ODB, which his real name, well, not his real name, but I mean the initials of ODB is Old Dirty Bastard, but everybody knows him as ODB. They're actually in the works of a biopic about him. Sony is in the works with it. And the founding members are all excited about this. And they figured because of Straight Outta Compton that came out in 2015, how much it was such a big hit at the theaters. So Columbia came on board with this and was like, yeah, I'll come on board. Let's do an ODB biopic. Let's talk about his life with Wu-Tang, his life when he went solo and did his first album in 1995 solo. And of course, for those that don't know, he's no longer with us. In 2004, he passed away of a drug overdose, I believe, 2 days before his 36th birthday. But he is one of the founding members of the Wu-Tang Clan from Staten Island. So a biopic is in the works. Again, with this one, they don't have a date yet because they have to make it first and everything. But definitely they want to try to have that feel of Straight Outta Compton type feel with it. I think you know what? Considering how that song does, I wouldn't be surprised. Or not song, sorry. The way that movie did, I wouldn't be surprised for that style to keep going.
Yeah.
Especially if this one takes off. Like, there's so many stories of the old school that you just don't hear about as much anymore, but it's still really appreciated by the people that really know those roots. And so to have this, and I like it. I like the idea. I like the concept. If it keeps going. Because I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of it that I don't know. And so this is my cheating way.
Yeah, like I said, the first album from Wu-Tang was Enter the Wu-Tang 36. That was their first album that came out like in the 1990s. And then a lot of the members, even though they were still part of Wu-Tang, did solo careers. And he was one of them. He did his first solo album in 1995, but still they all, like, a lot of the three founding members were cousins, and it's just like it was a whole big family with them. And as you all know, they're into the martial arts and everything, and it has a big martial arts feel to all their names. But I would be very interested in seeing this, especially with all these movies now that are coming out about artists. Like we talked about the movies that are coming out October, November about the upcoming artists that that we talked about in the past. So this will be interesting. We'll see.
Can't do anything new. Let's come up with some old stories.
All
right, moving on. Just kidding. Number three.
Number three, We're talking about Cher again. I know you guys remember a couple shows again. Well, a while ago, I talked about how Mamma Mia 2 came out and Cher was making her appearance in it. And then after that, after her singing the one song, it became like a big hit and she went on talk shows about it. And then she decided to do an album off of that called Here We Go Again. Well, I guess the album is going to be doing so good that she announced on one of the daytime talk shows that she is going on tour.
All righty.
Yeah. So this is the first tour that she's doing in 5 years. And it's called Here I Go Again Tour, which is again off the name of the Mamma Mia 2 Here I Go Again movie. And she'll perform a lot of her greatest hits along with the new songs from the ABBA tribute album. That is, I believe I said it was going to be released at the end of September. So that album that she talked about will be released end of September, and then her tour starts January. And it's crossing.
Has she said like how many stops, how many cities?
It's total. Yeah, I kind of have a list, but it's totally nationwide. She's going all over the place. She wants
80
to hit
cities, one for every year she's been alive.
She definitely wants to hit everywhere, she said. So they already announced some of the dates. She's starting in Fort Myers, Florida, and then she's doing a whole bunch of Florida dates. She's going to Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, Jacksonville. Then she's moving to Atlanta, Raleigh, Charlotte, Nashville, Biloxi, Louisville, Cleveland, Chicago. She's going all over the place. And that was just in a month and a half that I said that.
Nice.
Yeah, so she's going to go all over the place.
Okay.
Sure.
She's coming to Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right
She's coming to Chicago in dead of winter.
So nothing better to do. All right.
Yeah, let me go with my snow tires in the black ice and go see Cher.
There's a joke in so many different ways there. Oh my gosh. Okay. 4?
4.
4. Okay.
So I am going to say a name that just might blow some people's mind and be like, whoa. Or some people might say, who is that? Engelbert Humberding. First of all, try to say that like 5 times fast.
John, you're up. Go for it.
No.
Engelbert Humberding.
It doesn't. It does not roll off the tongue. Well.
Yeah, it doesn't. It really doesn't roll off the tongue when you say that name.
And that's really a stage name. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I chose that one. Really?
Yeah.
Dude.
I chose that.
This is from.
name.
This should be the name from parents who didn't like you. Yeah.
Engelbert.
That was the name of his second album.
Well, he hasn't retired yet, people. So if you thought that name was in retirement, it is not. And if people are starting to put together their holiday songs and, with their holiday parties coming up and you're like, it's the same songs I'm always playing for the same corporate client and they keep getting my same Christmas album, guess what?
He's gonna have a New
Christmas
Year's
album. He's gonna he's dropping a Valentine's album. So you have nothing to do with that. So we keep playing the same Christmas songs. Now he is dropping a Christmas album. He's 82. God bless him.
Gee.
82 years
when you
old.
like what you do, it's never work, right?
Yeah, and I didn't know this.
Say?
Earlier this year, he actually released a new studio album called The Man I Want to Be.
So he's going for 2 albums in 1 year.
Wow.
I figure by 82, you already know who you want to be. But yes, so the studio album was dropped and it was called The Man I Want to Be. And if you're saying, hey, Shani, when is this Christmas album dropping? Because I need to download it. Well, I'm glad you asked, everybody. It is dropping October 12th. So
hey, Walmart's already got their Christmas stuff out. Why not an Engelbert?
I mean, before we celebrate Thanksgiving and Halloween, we're just going to get the Christmas album.
Yes.
So the Christmas album is being dropped October 12th, and it's called Warmest Christmas Wishes.
Ooh.
And it's a 14-track album. And this is kind of cool. It includes the Charlie Brown staple, Come Home for Christmas. The one that kind of makes everybody tear up a little bit.
It only makes you tear up if you're hearing the little kids sing it. That's what makes it so special.
Yeah, but
I know. But now you have an 82-year-old man singing it.
Yeah. Being a little creepy with the kids.
I don't know.
Who's doing the mashup? Who calls it now?
Yes. So it's his very first Christmas album. Ready for this? When he dropped his first one, 1977. That was his first Christmas album that he dropped.
Do you realize 3 of the 4 things we've talked about tonight are old?
Like, are you counting ODB as being old?
No,
because he's old. Because his name says old in it.
Okay, so 4 of the 4. And if I remember correctly, what number 5 is?
I know. See, I had a theme to this. Yes, I had a theme to this.
The Break Your Hip Night. Okay.
Yes. So, and if you are a huge fan of his, like, if you guys are, I don't want to say closet fans, but if somebody's like a huge fan of his, he's also going to do a PBS special. So if you guys get PBS and you have subscribed to them and gave a donation to them and got like the book and the bag and something else they're giving away
the
for
sticker.
The Tears of, and the poster for their Tears of the Levels, he's doing a PBS special, which cracks me up. It's a Christmas special in Hawaii. I love Hawaii, but like maybe just where I live, when I think Christmas, I think snow and Charlie Brown Christmas. There's snow and snowmen and angels, and not Hawaii, not like Santa surfing in to celebrate with the presents.
But if it's Hawaii, you can record it like any time of the year, and nobody's going to notice that the snow's missing.
That is true.
Quick, hang up the decorations.
That is true.
They just saved a whole bunch on decorating the set.
See, that makes sense because they said the air date is to be determined. So he actually might be filming this.
Yeah, but when you're 82, whenever. You should be filming it right away. I mean, you don't buy green bananas when you're 82 years old too often.
I know.
Just saying.
I know. So just think that at that one, wedding or corporate event, you play that one Engelbert Humberding song, and that little old person just might put a smile. You might put a smile on their face.
Somebody in the chat. Oh, it was Robin in the chat room says that her mom loves him. So
see, that's what I'm saying. He's 82.
Yes. So you got the board, and you've got the CEO of the company there. You may just
might get a tip
fans out of you,
and get the contract for next year.
Exactly. Just because. And then Scott adds you add in Don Ho, and there you go.
See, another one said my mother-in-law loves him. See, this goes out to all the moms and mother-in-laws in the world, and then you just hit like Engelbert Humberding. There you go. And it's a wrap.
Thanks, everybody. Go on.
Thank you and good night.
Oh, my goodness. It's been that kind of show already. I'm telling you.
Yes.
Are you good? Can we move on to 5?
We can move on. I don't know how much more we can talk about him.
You know what? I realized? We're moving through these so fast. It's because it's the old person show. We got to get done. Everybody's going to bed.
Exactly. Yeah,
for real. All right. Number 5. So we're still going old school with our names, and it is Joni Mitchell. For those that don't know, she is still alive as well. She is still alive, and she's going to turn 75 this year.
That didn't seem right.
Joni Mitchell is turning 75 this year.
So for the people that have no clue who Joni Mitchell is, because we've talked about Garth, you explained everybody up to this point, with the exception of Engelbert, because, well, it goes without saying about Engelbert. I mean, come on.
I just like saying Humperdinck.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't there a website that features?
Yeah.
Humperdinck.
Yeah.
Instead of saying Despacito, I'm just going to keep saying Humperdinck.
Exactly. It's one of those websites where people from around the world are just saying that word. That's all it is.
Humperdinck.
I don't suggest mistyping in Google. Just saying. Just saying.
Go ahead, chat room, to yourself or out loud, wherever you're watching this. Just say the word Humperdinck.
And watch the people at the wing shops.
Oh my goodness.
All right, back to Joni Mitchell.
Yes. So who is she?
Joni Mitchell. Well, first of all, she's an icon. So we'll start with that. She definitely is one of the singing icons. Divas. I'll even call her a diva, even though she's not diva-ish like a Mariah Carey diva-ish, but she definitely is an icon. Well, let me talk about what I'm going to say, and then maybe some people will actually kind of understand how much of an icon she is. So she is turning 75 this year. So she decided to do a tribute concert. I mean, what else to ring in your 75th birthday? Then call up some of your friends and say, hey guys, I want to do a tribute concert. So for those that are interested in this, it is going to take place November 6th and 7th in LA at the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion. And some of the performers, just a couple of her friends that are going to be performing will be Emmylou Harris, Norah Jones, Shaka Khan, Diana Krall. Mind you, she's not dead. This isn't like her tribute like Aretha Franklin. She's alive and well. It's Diana Krall, Seal, Chris Christopherson, and I love this one. Los Lobos will be performing. I don't know what her connection. I'll have to Google that. I didn't get to Google her connection with Los Lobos. And then that's just to name a few of the artists that will be performing at this tribute concert. That's just a couple of them. Yeah.
So.
Oh, there's more. Wait, hold on. Let me finish.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's going to take place November 6th and 7th. This huge tribute concert with her and her friends. Now, if you have some money that you want to spare and you didn't spend it on Princess memorabilia or Michael Jackson shoes or Aretha Franklin's accessories that's going to be coming up, you might want to drop some money on this if you want, because she's also going to have a birthday dinner on the 7th, which is her real birthday. So the birthday dinner will be before the concert at the same venue, and tickets will start at $2,500 for one person.
That's what Dan was charging when we went to his birthday party.
Now, tickets go up from there, and the highest ticket, which I didn't see what it included, but the highest ticket is $100,000.
So it depends on where you're sitting in the restaurant.
I think so. I think the 20.
So when John and I go to eat together, he makes me sit on the other side of the room.
True story.
But we had dinner together.
We could kind of see each other, but there was that pillar in the way.
Yeah.
And the TV. And the waitress station.
It's that pillar that when you went to buy the ticket off of like StubHub, you didn't read the exclusions that said obstructed view.
Obstructed view of your buddy.
Well, no, in all fairness, I didn't know it was obstructed.
We didn't know what obstructed mean. We thought maybe that was like a dessert. We were confused.
Yeah. So the starting ticket, and this is just for the dinner. I mean, you could still buy general tickets for the concert. But if you felt like you wanted to, like how some people have their meet and greets at concerts and stuff like that, she just decided to do this private dinner with all her artist friends and the public that wants to pay between $2,500 and $10,000. I'm sorry, $100,000.
Okay. So you said she's not quite the diva like Mariah Carey and everything else.
Yeah. Well, she is with those ticket prices, I'll tell you.
I was going to say she has a tribute concert for herself, and she's not dead yet. And she's having a dinner where she's charging a minimum of $25,000 to have dinner with her.
It's a charity dinner. Did I say that? I don't think I said
you missed that part.
Yeah, I missed that part. It is a charity dinner.
Okay. The charity of Joni Mitchell?
I don't know. It didn't say the charity that I'm sure whatever she's affiliated with. I didn't read into all that to find out what charity she's into.
Is the dinner the only charity? Is the tribute concert also? Because
tribute concert is not a charity. No, those are general admission tickets.
I feel like it takes some of the money and put it to charity. No,
I mean, she probably will. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Remember, charity begins at home, and her favorite charity is her back pocket. when you're 75, you've got to think about retirement, because when you're 82, you've got to be ready to cut your Christmas album.
A Christmas album.
Exactly. And Christmas albums aren't cheap
and
to
do
make.
a PBS special.
You have to do it in Hawaii in July.
Yeah. So when they take a break for commercial, you have to donate like $25 to get that cool PBS bag.
And the bumper sticker you can put on the back of your Subaru.
Bumper sticker, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they give you good stuff in your PBS realm. Mine, they just give me like a knockoff Elmo doll.
Well, I had a book. I think I got like some coffee type book. And
around here, it's how to talk Minnesotan books or something like that. Or great ghost stories from Minnesota hotels or something stupid like that.
At least it's not how to snow shovel. I mean, that'd be at least useful for you guys.
Actually, that's one of those. Yeah, everyone here is born understanding how to shovel snow. It's just the way it is.
Well, you think they'd be born how to speak Minnesotan too, but
no,
apparently there's a book for that.
There's a book for that.
Do you want an extra one today, since we're just going all old?
Sure.
Should we do an extra one today, just because of next week? Should we do an extra one today?
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Okay, Paul McCarthy.
Boy, you really are just.
Go see.
I told you. Now, I know we've talked about him before, and I know I brought up how, when he did the carpool karaoke, how he went back to streaming, like all of a sudden his songs and the Beatles and everything were starting to hit the top 100. And these youngins were like, oh, this old artist, he's coming to his ways here, because they had no idea. Well, he has a new album called Egypt Station. And they're saying that when it drops next week, they think it's going to debut at #1 on the Billboard 200 chart. So they're saying it might knock out the #1 album. And
so you're saying we'll be playing it at high school homecomings?
Right, I don't know. I think you're still going to play some of the classics like Hey Jude and stuff like that he did in the karaoke episode. But I don't really think I don't know how great, his album will hit with the youngins. But this is the first #1 album in 36 years. So,
assuming that it happens.
Well, assuming that will happen, it's called Egypt Station for you guys that are into it. So we'll see. It already dropped. The album did drop. So they're saying that because of the ratings and everything going on with it, it might be #1, which means if it's #1, I don't know if you guys know what the #1 album is right now.
Nope.
Garth Brooks.
Kamikaze is #1.
Okay.
So they're saying that it might. We'll see. We'll figure out if he knocks Eminem off the #1 album. But I don't know. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard because a lot of Eminem songs and with the whole beef going on right now, which is getting a little out of hand. We'll see. It also
comes down to what they're measuring and how they're measuring.
True.
We've gotten into that whole debacle. But I still find it funny. You talked about like the youngins figuring out about Paul McCartney and stuff, and when he did
with Kanye.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. And then there was tweets coming out like, this guy's really good. He should really, like, Kanye should really help him out. Yeah. Like, man, if it wasn't for Kanye, nobody know this guy.
Yeah. So this is my old school show, really old school, like Adult Swim old school show.
Yeah.
It's only the adults in the pool right now. All the kiddies got to get out of the pool and watch.
Yeah.
I'm doing my
Oh my goodness.
Alrighty, Dan, wrap us up.
No, keep going. You keep
going. I was done swimming. I was done. I just finished my laps. Now I'm going down.
I got nothing.
I'm still in jet lag from Vegas. Sorry.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, how was that? While we're talking.
Vegas was good. Vegas was a little crazy because they had Mr. Olympia going on and the fight. So it was a little crazy in Vegas while I was there. A little crazy, just a little crazy.
Just a little. You didn't snap as much as usual. So
I didn't snap as much because I was crazy busy. You just saw me snapping when I was like relaxing or cold.
Yeah.
when I had like the blanket over me because the air conditioning was like right where I was DJing. And yeah, I had some funny snaps, like when my client was like, "Hey, do you want a drink?" And then they gave me like the kids' apple juice. And I was like, "Oh, you guys got jokes." But I drank it. I'm not going to say no to apple juice.
Can't knock it when it's something there.
Right. Yeah, I didn't really get to snap as much as I wanted to because I was just on the go and busy and concentrating and stuff. So sometimes when I'm with some certain clients, I don't snap. When I'm by myself, I will.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Sometimes you actually got to work and do your thing.
Yeah, sometimes I do work, guys, just so you know. Sometimes I actually do work. That's when you don't see a lot of snaps. It's probably when I'm working.
Well, on that note, coming up this week, a lot of great shows. Of course, John puts out the email and all the blasts. I'm telling you, if you are not checking out the different shows on DJNTV, what's wrong with you? Seriously. But no, we got some cool things coming up this week, and I guarantee you're going to want to check out some of those shows because I was previewing them, and I'm like, ooh, that's one I'm definitely tuning in. And I tell you which one, but I'm just not that nice. So next week, John and I are going to have 2.5 each on it. And because we're not cool enough to have a total 5 with Shani.
That's funny.
We got to take 2.5.
Or even 3.
And so that's going to be next Monday night because Shani's busy. Shani's busy doing her thing. But 2 weeks she'll be back, correct?
I will.
Okay.
I mean, unless, something happens.
Yeah, then our 2.5 goes over well. That'll be the day.
You know what? We probably shouldn't have told people Shani wasn't going to be here.
I know. I was going to say.
Well, you never know. I might zoom in. You never know.
That's
I might do a live Zoom.
Thank you. She's throwing us a lifeline here.
It wouldn't be the first time or the second.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll teach you how to do it for next Monday.
I'll do it right one of these days when I do it from my phone.
Keep trying. Eventually you'll get it.
If I end up DJing, maybe I'll just do a little Zoom if I end up doing it, but we'll see.
Awesome. Well, guys, here's what's going to be happening. Guys and ladies, I don't want to be sexist.
It's okay. If you're from the Midwest, guys is guys. We're cool with that.
But not everybody is from Midwest. So I don't know.
So you could say use guys. Use guys.
You all.
Use guys.
Just go
or you all. Y'all.
Y'all. Even when I lived in Tennessee, I couldn't pull off the y'all.
Y'all.
So anyway, everybody that's here and listening, and those of you that are in Facebook land and just going to miraculously find this later, John's about to drop a link all over Facebook, YouTube, and anywhere else that he decides that he wants to do it, probably tattooed to his forehead eventually. That's going to be a link that you're going to want to make sure you follow because it's going to drop you into a chat room where you're going to see all of us and then everybody else that decides to join in. If for some reason you don't want to share your video, though, you don't have to. I had somebody kind of reach out and be like, do we have to go video? No. All right, just click the link and join in. Guaranteed good time. But we're going to talk about just pretty much whatever we feel like, maybe this past weekend and some of the things that you learned or some of the things that you wish you learned and kind of go from there. So join us. If you can't, we will see you next Monday, and Shani will see you in 2 weeks. Thank you very much for joining in, guys. Have a good night.